It's the year of the tiger and your smart doll news. I'm Sandy.
And I'm John.
And this is my Lady Disdain.
So this is the second time we've done this rather boring intro.
But you've got to make your pun.
What did I do?
You said this year is off to a roaring start with that intro.
Yeah, that was...
So you're the one who made the bad pun this time.
But now it's so much worse now that you've explained the pun nobody actually heard because the mic wasn't on.
Yeah, all right. Well, okay, so we're starting over.
If you missed the silence, you didn't miss much except for the chat laughing at us hysterically. We get a little bit tied to the camera, so we can connect.
Yeah.
And, during that time, during the intro, it's all about connection there, and we completely missed the chat.
I have a tendency to look down at the other screen, and I wasn't looking. For this one time, I was actually not looking down at the chat window.
Yeah. Thank you for once. We have mostly a couple of things: a new doll, or I should say, a re-release of a doll, and a new set of the bikini set to talk about. And the first thing that we should mention, it's the Lunar New Year. You've got a celebration for part of the crew over in Culture Japan. And it just sort of goes to show you the sort of multicultural Asian makeup of his crew.
Yeah, because he said that they don't actually use the lunar calendar in Japan.
Correct.
They use the Gregorian calendar, but they do use the astrology from the lunar calendar.
Right. And so in Japan and other Asian countries, it is the year of the tiger. And as such, he has released, and he teased in some of his pictures, we've talked about it before, he teased the Tiger Battle Bikini and Socks set, which I gotta say, first of all, love the chicken, Danny.
Yeah, does it come with the chicken?
There's some weird, we've also got the Sword of Omens from Thundercats, but there's some sort of weird, Creole, sacrifice thing happening here. It is rather disturbing to me. But I don't care. I want this chicken. I want the Sword of Omen too, but I feel like there's the possibility that that you could possibly get the chicken. The Sword of Omen, I don't know where he got it, but I'm pretty sure he has one, and that's it.
Yeah. So this bikini, I'm okay with it. I like the bikini part. I'm not nuts over the socks.
It's a little. Are they just normal prints here? Yeah, it's just print on normal socks. Yeah, it's just the same fabric, I guess.
He just said one of their vendors happened to have
that
fabric.
I feel like if this were fuzzy, sold.
Yeah, actually, I can see the socks with black pumps, black strappy, what one would not eloquently call stripper shoes.
Right.
Yeah. I think that would look really good with those socks, but I'm a fan of the bikini. I like the idea of having another print bikini.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
I would love to see other prints in general. Let's get a floral print bikini. Let's mix it up a little bit. But I'm sure that's something that is just over time, every year, do something a little bit different.
Yeah. This is not as good as the American flag bikini, and I'm not even an incredibly American flag patriot kind of person, but I did like the American flag bikini. But this is okay. I like it.
I think it works a little bit better on the cocoa skin, but in general, cocoa skin does a lot better with the really
bright
strong
yellows and
strong
stuff,
colors.
yeah.
Although with his color correction here, the bikini doesn't look that great. I believe in person it would look a lot better.
It's a very yellow. Like, I mean, it's not like like you would expect a much more warm.
There, but it's more orangey. Yeah, well,
I guess a little bit, but it's still pretty yellow.
Yeah,
like, I would
you're
expect a warmer, more almost closer to an orange tone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the fabric they had.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, get yourself a new heavy armor clad. So I think he put the wrong things in quotes here. He said her heavy armor clad tiger battle bikini and sock sets. I think the quotes need to be around heavy armor clad because it's not really. But how awesome would it be?
Yeah, I'm wondering if this was actually in that chaos that dropped last night. Because it was a Lunar New Year thing, and, so, I mean, it could very well have been in last night's Utter Chaos drop, which I heard and forced myself to go back to sleep and then dreamt about opening blind boxes.
I've somehow begun to not wake up for them, which is...
Yeah, and I was like, do I wake John up? And I heard you, make some noise, maybe it must have, subconsciously woken you up.
Or maybe I wake up enough and fall back asleep quickly enough that I'm just...
So I was like, well, John must have heard it, and he didn't react to it, so I guess we're not worrying about it. And so
yeah.
I said, money, be good, don't go in for it. And now I'm kind of regretting it, because I hate missing the Utter Chaos.
Wise, sage advice from Sandy. Money, be good. We got to get rid of some of the stuff that we need to sell.
Yeah.
I'm okay. And I'm okay. We are, skilled is not the right word. Fortunate, I don't know. We can reasonably, reliably, with our notifications, get stuff that we want when it drops.
Yeah.
In the middle of the night or whatever.
Yeah, it's just worrying about things that might not be in anything other than chaos.
Yeah, most of the stuff, though, I think that we're likely talking about is coming. So I'm okay waiting for now.
So I'm gonna put my vote out there that this bikini is probably in the Utter Chaos. That's my guess.
Yeah, did anybody in the chat room pick up a... I think the big thing this week was the 2 bundle of Utter Chaos. He said the 1 is more likely to be older stuff.
Yeah, the 2 would have more goodies in it. There would be good goodies in 1, but there would be a lot more worth it in the 2 bundle.
Yeah, he specifically called out, don't, if you want new stuff, don't get the 1.
Yeah, he was, yeah, and he's not often that he actually says, I recommend buying this. He's normally don't buy it. You're going to be disappointed, Yeah,
I mean, he is setting some expectations of, and I think the expectations of what is in the Utter Chaos bundles is pretty standardized now. And so it's just a matter of the slight variations as he releases stuff of, where the newer stuff is, where the unique stuff ends up being, and it seems like unique is heavily 2 and 3 versus 1 this week.
Right. So.
Looks like Sonia got the 2 bundle. Sonia, make sure you drop us a line, maybe comment on this or on the next news or whatever, and let us know what you got. So,
shall we move on?
Sure. You seemed like you knew where we were going. Let's go straight to this beautiful lady.
She is very cute. I was not a fan of Resilient before, and I actually really like her.
Now, last week, I spent a good, 5 minutes at least, thinking that the clues we were seeing, the face masks and the mold and stuff, was actually future.
And then someone said Resilient, and we jumped in and said, yeah, you're right, that's Resilient.
And largely, Resilient has very similar lashes to future, but she's much more simple, and sort of just one like one strong lash. There's a lot more layering happening for Future. But so he came out and he actually decided he needed to bring back Resilient, who had been discontinued, and he brought her back in the G7 sculpt.
She's super cute. You know what she reminds me of? It's kind of it might be kind of a niche reference, but what I said to John was she's Anne of Green Gables when she's younger, and then Future is Anne of Green Gables when she's older and she's like teaching and gets all pretty and everything.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that would be interesting. So, like, not that I'm making more of these or we're using it for this, but would you want to put this sculpt on top of our miniature smart doll body that we created?
No, I think I would keep her tall.
Okay.
And sort of lean, but I would, I would definitely go for a very rustic look with her. Like, very simple, like, historical tomboyish kind of look.
Yeah. Anna says she looks like Amy Pond. And yeah, I can definitely see that. Although I think Amy Pond I don't know, there's a bigger innocence to here versus Karen Gillan's like doesn't really quite have.
She doesn't have that innocent look.
Yeah.
No. I really like her. I actually sit here and go, do I actually want Resilient? Like, I'm sitting, and I'd never wanted her before, and now I see her, and I'm like, do I actually want her? But we have, how many redheads now? We have... Well, I guess Future's not really a redhead. She's, like, hazel. But we have...
Yeah, because if you're saying Future's a redhead, then Mirai's a redhead.
Right.
And that's not true.
So I guess we have Ambition, and then I have the same wig on Mei Mei. And then we have
a red wig on Shiki.
We have a red wig on Shiki, which looks freaking amazing.
So yeah, I mean, she's not originally a redhead, but
she's like a maroon head.
So we have like two.
Yeah, I guess. So I guess there's room for Resilient in the family.
There's nothing wrong with more redheads. Yeah. So did I mean, I think she's still up and ready to go. So did anybody actually?
Yeah, did anybody put down the change for her? Anybody in the chat actually get her?
Let us know if you picked her up, and we really interested to see how you feel about her when she comes. I mean, I know how you're gonna feel about her. She's gonna be amazing, but and they always look so much better in person.
Naomi Moonbeam commented, "I love her story the most." I actually really like it too. It's a good. It speaks to me as well.
Yeah. Now, so Danny has a lot of his girls are storytellers, and we'll quickly read what Danny said here. Talking about resilience symbolizes the will to quickly recover from the hardships that life throws at us. While encountering poop hitting the fan as a part of the journey through life, we have freedom to choose how we deal with it. And he talks about the fight or flight response. I wonder when my sister went in for her heart surgery, we got her Fortitude. I probably, if Resilient was out,
would have gotten Resilient instead.
I would have been I'm not sure what I would have ended up doing, but she would have been a strong option as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I identify with it in terms of like my social anxiety and stuff like that, and things that have happened to me in the past, and that's why I was like, I read the story and I was like, okay, now I like her more. Yeah. I don't think I had ever actually read Resilient story.
Yeah, so I mean, they're brilliant. It's a brilliant piece of marketing for Danny because he writes a story and he builds this sort of esoteric kind of quality and connects it to them, and then we connect that to them, and then it's easier to bond with them before you're even have them home versus
Yeah, I think in our
here's a shell.
In our before you buy thing, that was one of the things was how do you pick, and we said, read the stories. Maybe there's a story that speaks to you, and yeah, Resilient has a great story, and she's very cute, and that wig is, I love that wig.
Yeah, that wig is fantastic. We also have just a quick update on on Danny's Mandalorian armor. I don't know if this was out when we had last time, but he has he's gone quite a ways with this.
I
thing.
love that he actually has the Grogu too, which is perfect.
I don't think he would have. I think he had the Grogu before he it was like I have to have the Grogu, now I have to make the armor.
He needs a pod now. He could even put it on an air stand type thing so that you don't see the base of it.
No, he needs a Roomba, and just have the have Grogu just wander around. So we have those are the big stories. The last news item he had put up here was just a collection of some of his pictures that he puts in his stories. And then, of course, his announcement about the Lunar New Year's, which gotta love.
Some very cute new chibi art.
Yep. This is fantastic stuff. And there's two. There's this as well. So a lot of nice little graphics. So I'm sure you'll be seeing people snagging those for various things. Let's check out the timelines. Go back. So a couple of interesting things here. Looks like we have a master for the closed eye.
Mm-hmm.
So this is your 3D printed master. So they're going to start pouring actual molds in, I believe. That's usually what all of that stuff is for.
Yeah, some people were, I think on Facebook, were mistaking it for the gray, but that's actually a 3D print.
Yep, that's a 3D print master. And all of this stuff up here is, you're not going to see, if you see all of this, perfect, what becomes the flashing,
mm-hmm.
If that's not weird and mangled and thin in places or whatever, if it doesn't look like vinyl was poured into it, it's not it's not an actual piece. It's the master that the vinyl gets poured into.
And if I'm not mistaken, the gray that he has chosen is not as blue as that.
Yeah. But yeah, this is the same exact stuff. Well, this is a little bit new. They've got new registration marks that they have on here, on the outside and the inside. So he's developed in the newer stuff he's making updates to basically the imprints that go into the the vinyl when it's in there. But yeah, so I'm not sure what this is going to end up. I think it's the full size head. Yeah, no, it is, because of if this were even pocket doll, the head would stop here, something like that.
Yeah, it's built. It's a little bit different.
Much at the top of the forehead, yeah. where the wig would normally sit, just behind there. We have this interests me because it confuses me a little bit in terms of how functionally he's doing this, but it looks like he's working on tabby boots.
Yeah, which is actually really cool. I don't know if they're going to be. It looks right now. It doesn't look like it. Like you're going to be longer than the foot. So it must. I said, what is he doing? Is he actually going to put a split in there so that you can actually put those kind of shoes on a smart doll.
Oh, is that, or this is this is a little bit longer?
That's what I was saying, was
Yeah.
like, it doesn't look too much proportionately like it's actually longer than the foot, but maybe it is.
There's no way to tell here.
Yeah. I mean, but I think the concept is really cute.
Yeah, and I mean, we don't even get to see this. Like,
I mean,
we get to see this one. He's hiding the toe on this and on that, so it's hard to tell even if this is another tabby boot.
Yeah, I mean, there is a foot in there.
Yep. And it's got a sole and everything. So he's prototyping something.
It would be really cool to have a split so that you could put like flip-flop type shoes and stuff on, and you know, Geta and Tabi on the dolls. That would be really neat.
Yeah, Aki says it looks like it's for Naruto's footwear and for the kimono outfit. And the main reason I don't believe that's true is we have seen like actual sculpted, molded feet for Naruto, and Naruto doesn't wear tabby boots anyway. I believe Naruto just has like sandals sort of things, and his feet, like his toes, stick out, if I remember correctly. But either way, he has made like a molded foot that is like the boot and the foot, because the foot shows on Naruto in the past. So yeah, no socks. Anna says it looks like it could be for Nezuko, and that's possible. Again, it's interesting to know how is it just gonna add on to the length, or is it actually getting sort of special feet? I would imagine it's just gonna add on to the length and be the illusion of tabby boots.
Well, the only thing I wanted to say about that is about the feet is that he has limited what he's doing for feet already. We haven't seen high heel feet in a while.
Right, he's been discontinuing
so
those.
He could be making room to do something like this, where he's actually got a foot that has a split in the toes.
It would be interesting. The problem is, here's what I'm not remembering correctly. Can anyone in the chat room let me know? Do like Geta, with the tip of sort of more traditional Japanese sandals, do those connect between the big toe and the next toe, or is it split like the tabby boot is split Ninja Turtle style?
Right. That's true.
So those are two. If I'm right, those are two completely different areas where you would even have that. And unless he's doing two, I don't know. It's really interesting though. I'm really looking forward to seeing how he is this just a one-off, and which it probably is, or is this something that's going to lead towards more?
Yeah.
So this is interesting. This is a 3D print. You can see this is definitely a 3D print. You can see the grain of it.
The like scarring of it, yeah.
Well, it's not scarring, but it's the layering.
Yeah, the layering. That's what I meant to say.
And can anyone? Who is this?
Is that Singularity?
With a smile?
That's what I'm saying. Is he
just
doing
Singularity with a smile?
He said he was doing expressions. That might be anime Singularity with a smile.
It's weird, but the eyebrows are really weird. She's back there.
Yeah, she's right behind you. I'll make him get up.
It is definitely not Singularity.
It's not.
No. I'm going to. I don't know if it's gonna be hard to see. No, it's caught on Sandy. So she has basically sort of a eyelash just flips straight out. And on this girl, we have the downward
Right.
thing here. This is a totally different thing. Maybe it's.
I know that eye, and I'm.
I mean, the eye doesn't make sense. No, actually, no, it does. She has that eye. It's not exact.
It's not chi.
It's not exact, no. So that's it. I don't know. Who don't we have? Moment. And that's not Moment.
Come on, somebody knows who this is.
I mean, it could be someone completely new. And also, going after blue girls shouldn't be what we're doing. Remember, this is a 3D print.
Right. Where we're looking at blue girls, and it's not necessarily a blue girl, or a gray girl, or anything like that. It reminded me of Singularity because of that eye, I think.
Yeah, I haven't seen any, Havin says, I thought Danny said it was a brand new sculpt. I haven't seen where he says that specifically.
Well, technically it is if it's smiling. Like, it's a new expression, so it's a new sculpt.
Right. It could be an entirely new girl. It could be a new expression for a girl that already exists. So
right.
I think we'll just have to watch that and see. Now that I've messed my chair all up.
Someone thinks it might be Athena. We do not have Athena, so we would have to look at that.
Yeah.
Elsewhere.
All right. Well, keep your eyes out. Let us know. And if you do figure out who it is, assuming that it matches somebody that already exists and ends up being a new expression for them, totally let us know. And of course, we have our bikini sets. And then moving into today, we've got who is this? What sculpt is this? It's got sort of an open mouth. I don't know. Now, this doesn't particularly look like a 3D print.
It's awfully frosty.
Yeah. Another one to keep our eye on. And here's a follow-up from a mystery a while back, or at least
a few weeks ago.
At least. There was some weird splotchy things that he was making, like these vinyl pieces that he was making that had like, it almost looked like he was mixing cocoa and cinnamon together.
And I was like, well, what is it, vitiligo on feet? You know, but it turns out he's working on burn scarring. Yeah, so this is really interesting to me. I mean, honestly, like, I mean, this is more of a happy accident, but it looks like musculature. Like, that foot looks actually real. Like, yeah, like even like the little veins that you can see on someone's foot, like right above, just north of your mouse there. Yep. Like there's like little like lines and stuff that actually look like those veins that you can see on the inside of somebody's foot. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's not really controllable whatsoever. And if it's, I think it's just on the foot, it's a little bit hard to kind of view it that way. But as he does it to larger pieces, it's, yeah, the idea of burn scarring, I have a feeling, and then, again, this is just one of those things where Danny is just probably taking cues from us, from his customers, who are like, this is me. This is what I have. This is who I am. This is what I deal with. And
and he's going, I can make that. I can figure out a way to make that. And there's bound to be more people out there like that. So these are his pet projects that I think he just loves to do. And while it's not something that I really would have much interest in unless I decided that unless we got really melodramatic with our stories and somebody got into a car crash and was
Well, I actually have a late cousin who had burn scars like from the top of her head down to like the middle of her torso.
Yeah.
It was like a space heater or something. I was always under this understanding that it was a pilot light, but it wasn't. It was like a space heater, and it was like in the late 60s with one of those like nylon-y cheap kids flannelly nightgowns, and it caught fire, and it basically, it melted. And she spent most of her life going through surgeries, like having her face and everything changed. So I love the idea of the burn scarring. I think that it's great. I'm sure when she was young and would have loved to have had a doll that looked like her.
Yeah, I mean, the idea of having representation in a doll, as especially as a child, if you're a child going through that trauma, and sure as an adult, but especially as a child, to be able to have that tool to help come to grips with your new existence, and to know that there are other people out there like you, and there's nothing to stop you from being a healthy, happy part of the world.
It's too bad there was no way to do dolls that show like neurodiversity, really.
Yeah. Well, it is the invisible, or depression is the invisible. I don't know. But yeah, no, that would be. It would be. I think Danny sort of touches upon neurodiversity in some of the stories.
I think that's why him making a Comey would mean so much to me, because she is very much. Like her anime face is social anxiety.
Right, she is an avatar for you of that, and again, if he did multiple faces, and had a way to get multiple emotions, multiple extreme emotions, it would be fantastic to have like a doll that you could, like the how am I feeling today, like wheels.
Yeah.
But you just pull a face off the doll, and that's how I'm feeling today. Very, very, very cool. I love seeing his ingenuity with the marbling here. Barry Wing says perhaps a medical bracelet in the future for...
Yeah, someone mentioned that it would be nice to have a medical bracelet to go with, like, the diabetic stuff and whatnot, so that, it's very realistic. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, let's take a peek at anything else. That pretty much does it for that. Kelly says, Sandy, tell it to Danny. He'll probably work on it. This is our way of...
This is how we talk to him. We hope that he sees this and
get the word out. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I mentioned a Comey doll, like at least every other Smart Doll news.
Yeah, probably. So yeah, definitely. I would just die. I would if he actually did that, it would be amazing. So that's it for most of his news. It's been a bit of a quiet week, although we're getting we got a new doll, well, a re-release. So things may be ramping back up a little bit. If you haven't checked it out, we did just release our video showing you how we created this little princess.
The shoes I made fell off.
Lost her shoes. Yeah, she is. I'll just move that.
I did a trial run of Beth Ramsden's little ballet slippers, and they actually are really fun to make. Now, I mean, I have to do a much better job. I kind of really threw these together. I just wanted to experience the process, but they're really, really fun to make. So if I'm going to interrupt here and just say, check out Beth Ramsden's video for making the shoes.
Thank you, ADHD.
Yes. Okay.
This marketing plug is brought to you by ADHD. This is, I'm not going to say her name here. I'm sure a lot of you have already seen it, but we actually give you the full, the name and why we chose her name in the video, and give you an idea of what's coming down the pipe for the stories. I keep talking about the stories and we haven't done anything, but they are being worked on. I've done a few drafts of the script, and I'm working on my like backdrop drawing and painting skills, and I've been crafting some various props and things. And Sandy's trying to figure out the costumes.
Currently, I'm cleaning my sewing room so that I can work on costumes.
I say I was giving you room to spread your wings, and you just cut your own off right there, just like.
But this is all applying. I have to you should see. I took footage of the mess that I was walking around in this afternoon because it all applies to the create room stuff that I'm going to be doing.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So
getting yourself organized and everything. Be sure to check that out. And if you are enjoying spending this time with us, even when we apparently forget to plug in our microphone for 5-10 minutes, do give this video a like. And there's been a lot of stuff we've been talking about here. Jump in the comments. Start a discussion. And
people say, oh, I almost missed it. Make sure you click the bell for notifications so that you know when we're actually going to do this.
And that is going to do it for us today.
That's it. We will see you again soon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.